Welcome to Sports Sometimes. I'm TJ Carpenter, and Broncos fans, we need to have a talk. We're about halfway through the season, and things are pretty shitty right now. Vance Joseph is terrible. Literally no one thinks he's good. His mom, his own mother, is even like, Vance, maybe you need to try something else. Can we at least acknowledge now that Aqib Talib, Demaryius Thomas, TJ Ward, and even Derek Wolfe, who's still on the team, have all outright questioned leadership of the Denver Broncos, top to bottom. Talib basically called Joe Woods an idiot in the offseason. And Derek Wolfe has been very vocal about how much better Wade Phillips is than Joe Woods. You know, when he's not just shouting bullshit repeatedly after losses this and last season as well. TJ Ward gave the Broncos a big middle finger on his way out the door when they tried to replace the four-time Pro Bowler with not a four-time Pro Bowler. And yes, Demaryius Thomas literally got traded to the team the Broncos were playing that week, beat them, and then explained why their decision-making was crap and how he's very happy to play for a team that likes to win now. And he was talking about the Texans. The Texans. And yes, before the bye week, Bill O'Brien was caught on camera calling your coach a dumb fuck. How bad does that have to get? I mean, I'm at the point now where I honestly believe that John Elway could drop trow at midfield and take a big, runny, unhealthy crap right on the Denver Broncos logo, and people would be like, well, he did take us to 7 Super Bowls, so I guess his toilet is where he says it is. So let's do a quick recap here. Players, current and former, have called out the Broncos. Opposing team coaches are mocking the Broncos coaches' decision-making. The Broncos have also lost 7 consecutive games to the Chiefs. Broncos can't even sell the naming rights to the stadium, and Broncos ownership is embroiled in controversy. Like War of the Roses, Game of Thrones, I wouldn't be surprised if Joe Ellis stabbed somebody through the heart controversy. It's bad. I mean, I would think Joe Ellis would stab somebody through the heart seriously if I didn't think he was such a coward. That man is terrified of John Elway. The Broncos also spent $18 million just this season to upgrade from Trevor Siemian to Case Keenum, who has been worse in every single way. Also, it means I don't get to use this amazing graphic of Trevor Siemian photoshopped into Peyton Manning's forehead. Also, the Broncos only have 2 players left from their 2017 draft. And for those who are wondering, that yes, the 2017 that was last year, that 2017, not another 2017, the one that less than 12 months ago, that draft, that one, 2 players left. And one of those 2 players can't stop touching the other team inappropriately. Your name is Garrett. Holds until I say otherwise. And you wonder why veteran players are critical of the team. Shocking, I know. Why aren't you more critical, Broncos fans? Huh? What's it going to take? What's the problem here? Is it because of the past? Nothing they are currently doing or have done since Peyton Manning left the franchise even closely reflects what they used to be. Pat Bowlen fired Josh McDaniels right in the middle of a season. Would have fired him in the middle of a game if he could have. But you know what? You know what he didn't do? He didn't make excuses why it's a bad idea to fire the coach in the middle of the season. Like, you know, the Broncos are doing right now. Look, the reputation of the franchise was so sterling in 2012 that Peyton Manning chose the Broncos over many other suitors. Like a pretty girl in every movie about high school, he picked the nerd. This is charity at best. Yeah, that's right. Even after she had her spine surgically reattached to her body, still had other options than you. So yeah, the Broncos got a little lucky with Peyton Manning, and it's okay to admit that. It really, really is. This offseason, Case Keenum, who is so good, they couldn't remember his name when they introduced him at the press conference.
Case Keenum.
He's been terrible. And look, the Broncos back in 2012 could get high-profile free agents. All of that done off of reputation. The reputation of the Broncos got Manning, and the reputation of Manning got guys like DeMarcus Ware and Aqib Talib and Emmanuel Sanders, all of whom helped you win a Super Bowl. And now, nothing but bad things come out of people's mouths about the Broncos. Players, coaches, media members, anyone. And I can already see Broncos fans are falling into the same trap again. Oh, well, it's all right. All they need is a quarterback. They just get a quarterback and get a coach. Just that easy. Bing, bang, boom. It's not that easy. No, stop it. Look, being a GM is hard. It takes a lot of work, time, effort, strategy. It's a thankless job. And all of that hard work could totally go out the window when on draft night, your surefire first-round pick falls to you only seconds after you watched him take a massive gas mask-sized bong rip in front of 80 million people. It's happened. Yeah, bet you wish you'd stayed to watch all that extra tape on that linebacker kid out in an Iowa cornfield everybody's been talking about. But you didn't. Nope. That's the kind of knowledge that only kicks in after watching thousands upon thousands of hours of meaningless film so that you have the muscle memory in that moment to make the right decision and not just fly by the seat of your pants. But you know what? It doesn't kick in because you didn't do that. And look, I get it. Who would want to work that hard in such a thankless job when you don't get any credit for anything? I know why you want credit, because you've been getting credit your whole life. And look, we're at the point now. People don't want to hate John Elway. They don't. If he resigned, if he stepped away and let somebody else who did want to work that hard, some young guy he's got nothing else going on, he's got a family to neglect, no credit, nobody knows who he is, he's going to work his tail off because he's not you. You aren't going to do that. You know what? And people would give you credit. People would give John Elway credit for walking away from that kind of position. Credit for having the foresight and the intellectual gravitas and humility to actually step aside when you know that you're not best equipped to handle the job anymore. People want to like you. Look, you already worked hard. You don't want to have to work hard anymore. You've already accomplished everything there is to accomplish in the world of football. Why not let somebody else do it? Why not let other people do the work? I can't for the life of me understand why you won't let someone else try. Every time a decision seems obvious or imminent, you figure out a way to make it not obvious or imminent. Literally nothing that's happened since I've moved to Denver has made any sense when it comes to the Broncos. Up is down, down is up. Elway's the GM. He doesn't want to work like a GM, but he's the GM. Who's going to fire him? No one. No one's going to fire him because no one can fire him. Who's going to put the name on the stadium? No one? No one's going to do that for one of the best franchises in NFL history? No one's going to pony up the dough for that? That's weird. Who's the owner? No one? No one's the owner? That's odd. How about the coach? He's terrible. How about you fire the coach? No, you're not going to fire the coach? Why not? Because, meh? All right, though that doesn't make any sense. Who are you going to replace Trevor Siemian with? A more expensive version of Trevor Siemian? Okay, all right, let's do that. Nothing makes any sense. Do you know how frustrating you are, Broncos? I live in Denver, Colorado. We have a team for every major sport. Phenomenal views of the Rocky Mountains. Pot is legal here. We have the best concert venue in the country. Every major act, band, comedian, you name it, all come here. You get to speak your mind here. I got to vote in the midterm elections, and you know how I did it? I did it on a ballot that was mailed to me, and I put it in an envelope that was provided for me. And then I drove right around the corner to my nearest polling station. I dropped it in a lockbox, didn't even have to get out of my car. Absolutely amazing. Some states have to deal with bullshit like this. Not Colorado, no. In Colorado, rational people live here. Rational people live, play, and coexist here. And I swear to God, the only thing that is preventing Colorado from changing its state motto to Colorado, we make sense here, is the Denver goddamn Broncos.